Do making video replies to subscribers. Well, hey there. This video today goes out to subscriber Michael Janowski, who asks how many Blackfire harps I have and if I could make a video to compare them. Well, as of right now, I only have 2 Blackfires. Sometime in the future, I may be ordering a diatonic or chromatic set of these tuned harps, but for right now, I only have 2. And this one you see hanging on the wall here, this is a Blackfire in mid A. Then over on this side, we have a Blackfire in low E. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at these 2 harps. All right, so here we have the Blackfire in mid A. On a piano scale, this would be listed as an A3, I believe. It has a solder ball trigger and big, beefy 1/4 inch frame. It's all finished with this black coating that comes on all the Szilagyi harps. All the Szilagyi harps I've seen so far, they've been solid harps. Nice clean crimp. And here's the low E. I believe this would be an E2 on a piano scale. I'll go ahead and include a link in the description to a site where you can go to that has some sound samples of different harps and Blackfires and such tuned and what they sound like on the piano scale. You know, your E2, E3, A2, A3, all of those different tunings. Here we have the Blackfire in low E, or an E2. Has solder ball, that same beefy 1/4 inch frame. They're actually made on, I believe all the Blackfires are made out of the same 1/4 inch stock. The trigger on this bass harp is quite a bit longer. Same coating and nice clean crimp. We'll go ahead and we'll compare it to another Szilagyi harp. Here's a Szilagyi Chancellor. It's made out of 3/16 stock, much thinner stock than these Blackfires. And it looks like the backs of these harps on the frame, they're the same diameter, I believe, that they roll them around the same die when they make them. Both Blackfires have this very close spacing in between the embouchure and reed. They're both going to be pretty sensitive. And here's the low E. Much tighter spacing than some of Szilagyi's cheaper harps, like the Chancellor, which has a little bit bigger of a gap. Yeah, the good thing about these Blackfires is you can get them in all different tunings, especially if you want to play with other musicians. You can get them tuned and you can just ask what key are you of the song are you playing in, and then you can use them to play with other people. And right now I don't have a chromatic or a diatonic set, and I'll be ordering one in the future. But just another close look at both these harps. Similar, your bass harp's going to be much longer, and the reed on it is much longer as well. Whenever we're plucking this bass harp, it requires a little bit more precision, a little bit more finesse than a smaller mid-range tuned harp or some of the higher tuned harps. You can play these much faster. These bass harps, you gotta play them a little slower, gotta be a little bit more precise. Well, now that we've taken a closer look at these harps, let's go ahead and give a listen. Let's see how these harps sound. We're going ahead and try to establish a range, starting at the top and coming down. See how well they do. Now the low E. Both these harps, they do very well. They do have a decent range. The Mid A seems to have a little bit more workable range. Now let's go ahead and see how they respond to breath and breathing. Very, very well. The high A, or not high A, mid A responds to breathing. The low E. This one, the low E, responds to breathing as well, very well. Now, moving into percussive noises. How do they do with percussive noises? This mid A does very, very well with percussive noises. The low E. The low E doesn't do quite as well with the percussive noises. Now, as far as playing the harp quickly, putting a jig together, how well do they both do? Let's go ahead and try the mid A. For speed playing and putting jigs together, the mid A does very, very well. The low E. As far as speed playing, putting a jig together, the low E doesn't do quite as well. The reed on it is much, much longer and is not quite as stable and not meant to be played quickly like the mid A is. Let's go ahead and try some muting. Let's see how well they do at muting. I'm going to be muting the black A from the back with a thumb, inserting pauses with my middle finger, and muting with my little finger. Very, very well this little harp does at muting. Very easy to mute, comfortable to hold, easy to hit all the muting and stopping points. The low E, from the back, from the front, and with the little finger. Not quite as easy to mute. This long, really flexible reed is a little bit harder to get our mutes on, especially without getting it to click. Now, what are my opinions of these harps? Do I play them often? Do I like them? Do I not like them? For what they're made for, I like them very much. You can get entire sets of these that are tuned so that you can match tuning to play with other musicians. I think that's great. I think the bass harp, as a standalone harp, I don't play it very much. Now, if you was going to be setting up a bass line or just playing it meditatively slowly, I think it would be well suited to that. It just, right now I'm doing a lot of muting. I'm playing fast. I'm experimenting around with new rhythms, fast rhythms, and it doesn't do that well with that. But for playing with other people, when you need a tuned harp or slowly setting up a bass line, this harp would be good for that. Now, the mid A excels at playing fast. It excels at our percussive noises. It's just, as a standalone harp, I have a lot more fun playing it. Also, another thing I do like about the Blackfires, these beefy frames do make them easier to play on the lips, much like we play with the Kubing or Dan Moy. And let's go ahead and let's listen to some lip playing. I'm going to be switching from playing on my teeth to playing on my lips. That 1/4-inch frame really makes it easy, and really we get a lot of good music out of lip playing with the Blackfires. Let's go ahead and give the bass harp. doesn't do as well with lip playing. And lip playing isn't something you're going to do often. I use it to insert a little bit of a different breakdown in my music. I do like inserting lip playing every once in a while. Well, Michael Janofsky, I hope that answers your questions about the Blackfire harps. Well, that's going to be it for this edition of Comparing Blackfires. Like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Harp out.